Peppa Pig, the deleted episode, The Puppet Theater. It was a quiet morning. Peppa and George were sitting on the carpet while Daddy Pig was reading the newspaper, sipping his tea. Mummy Pig had gone to the market, leaving the kids in his care. Everything seemed normal until Peppa noticed that Daddy Pig started acting strangely. He was silent, unresponsive to her questions, and kept staring through the pages of the newspaper. Peppa moved closer and noticed that his fingers were twitching nervously at the edge of the paper. When she looked into his face, she recoiled. His eyes looked glassy, lifeless. George approached Peppa and clutched her hand, just as frightened. "Daddy, are you all right?" Peppa asked hesitantly, but Daddy Pig responded with a strange rasping noise, like grinding metal. Suddenly, he lowered the newspaper and stood up. His movements were jerky, like a puppet's. He turned to the children, and his smile was too wide, as if someone had stretched it across his face. "Kids, would you like to see my new puppet theater?" Peppa and George exchanged glances. They knew Daddy never had a puppet theater before. He headed toward the garage, and the children followed nervously. In the garage, Daddy was already busy with something. When he turned around, he held two puppets in his hands. One looked just like Peppa, and the other like George. They were too accurate, the same skin color, the same expression, even tiny scratches on their knees, just like the real Peppa and George. "I made these for you," Daddy Pig said, letting out that strange, creaky laugh again. "Let's put on a show." But as he started moving the puppets, Peppa noticed that Daddy himself was beginning to look more and more like one of them. His movements became even more unnatural. His head jerked and his arms lifted as if pulled by invisible strings. She tried to run away, but the garage door was locked. "Stay, children," Daddy said, smiling that eerie puppet-like grin once more. "We all need to become part of the theater." His hands started to change, turning into wooden joints. Peppa and George screamed, but their cries were drowned out by a strange mechanical tune that began playing in the garage. Suddenly, the lights went out and everything went black. When Mummy Pig returned from the market, she found no trace of Peppa, George, or Daddy Pig. Only from the garage came the faint sound of giggling and the creaking of puppet strings.